All right, so just got something in the mail. A brand new water pump. It's got the O-ring on there. Everything looks good. Looks like it matches up to the photos I've seen. Same bolt holes and everything. Let's see. You can see we got our alternator. And we've got our fan clutch there. You can see it's dry on the top where my light is shining. It's dry. But if you look back here, underneath that pulley, you'll see, and that hard to see on camera, but behind this pulley, underneath, starting to pile up on top of that pulley where my light is, it's dripping from down on top of this one, dripping from the bottom onto the top of the right one. So, and you can see it a little bit over here too. There's a little pocket of water right in these little dark hole that my light's shining in. There's a pocket of water back there. You can kind of maybe see a little bit of rust right there. But that's that behind that pulley. So, leaking out of the back of the water pump. I want to try this, to do this myself. Never done a water pump. Can't be that difficult though, right? It's just some inanimate objects. I should be able to outsmart them, right? Right? I don't have the fan clutch removal tool. So my plan was to get a pair of channel locks and bite down on 2 of these and just hold it. But if this has never been taken off before, I'm gonna have one hell of a time probably doing that. So before I do anything, maybe I should spray some WD down in here. I don't know if that's ever been taken off. Well, I guess the only thing we can do is try. I wasn't feeling good this morning. I accidentally fell asleep on the couch and slept the day away. So this is my plan. And yeah, let the day get away from me a little bit. So I can either try and do it now, knock it out before it's dark, or wait until tomorrow, come up with a better game plan. But I'm really itching to just do it. But it might be safer to just watch a few videos, see what the fuck's going on first. So we'll probably do that route. All right, so we got the little air compressor out. Just filled the tires up. We haven't talked about this dent yet. I noticed I never talked about it in the intro. That's probably the worst thing about the body. Maybe besides one piece of rust, there's a hole in the, we've got scratches here. That's fiberglass. So these are maybe a little bit of body filler or something. 1, 2, 3 there. A little bit here. But honestly, it's not super bad. All right, so here's probably the worst part of body damage. Besides that dent on the front. These are really notorious for rusting out, and you can see it's in good shape everywhere. It's got a small hole here, here. It's never been repaired, you can tell. And I could knock all this out and repair it, and I might, just to stop that from getting worse. Because let's see, yeah, it's these weather strippings just catch the water and it just holds water on it. But underneath is all good. See, there's no rust anywhere. I'll show you the other doors. See, clean. It's just like that on the other side, so got to do a little repair there and try and fix this dent. I was at Harbor Freight yesterday and I just grabbed a little $2 suction cup thing, their mini suction cup. I stuck it on there and I can't get it to come out. It won't suction down right where I feel like it would need to be, because obviously the panel's not flat. The suction cup needs to be flat on the surface. So when I put it on there, it's got like a tiny little V at the top and it won't seal properly. So I've tried doing it on the edges and pulling up and it just won't do it. So I'll have to figure something else out. Maybe get down here and just pull this panel off and See if I can't pop it back out with my hand or something. So we'll see. Well, hell, I figured I'd make an update. Completely forgot to videotape the water pump replacement. I did that yesterday with my father-in-law. I did it in about an hour. That fan clutch tool removal, the air hammer off of Amazon, it was 20 bucks. This is the best investment I ever made. I have a 3-gallon air compressor, and it knocked that fan clutch off in like 3 little baby hits. And it was the easiest thing ever, so. Super simple job. We got a code today. Let me see what code it is. Something mass airflow code. And here. Yeah. So we went and got the codes read, went and drove it around the highway. And it's throwing code P0171. So I got some mass airflow cleaner and try and clean the mass airflow sensor. And if that don't work, we might have to replace that $90 piece of shit. But we got the water pump out. That's done. I'll show you guys the old parts, and I might have, no, I don't think I videoed any of it. So nothing to do with that, but that is done now. I'll show the truck running later and not overheating and all that. So just a quick update. We're degreasing the engine bay right now. So letting that soak for 10-15 minutes, then we'll give it a light rinse off and do this mass airflow sensor. All right, well, you guys remember that dent used to be right here? You can still see a little bit, but it's much better than it was. I still might be able to get some of it out. I popped this plastic liner down, left the wheel on and everything. Pretty much nice and easy, just 4 bolts and I think like 4 or 5 little plastic clips. Nice and easy. All this shit fell out, which is good. Get that from keep that from rusting out. So I'll clean all this up while I've got it open. It's obviously metal, not plastic, like most of the newer cars. So that was a motherfucker to get bent out. Just because the angle, you have like no leverage. I tried taking that bar and shoving it up in there and wedging it, trying to use something round so it wouldn't spike it, but I ended up having to use the back end of my removal tool, and it worked all right. Wasn't really wanting to go, and I just was working from the outside in, and then eventually one big pop, and that was most of it. And then you've got like the impact point here, and then you get another small one there. Really, that's it. I'm displeased with how that looks. Probably just gonna try and get this out a little bit. Maybe just tap on it with the end of this for a little while, see if it changes. I'm happy the paint didn't chip at all or anything. I was pretty convinced that paint was gonna crack when I popped that dent out, but hey, that saves me a new bumper, or at least a new, or not bumper, front quarter panel, or at least a new paint job. So it's all gotta get painted anyway because up here, but yeah. Shit, well, I had to take the headlight out. I just threw some gloves over the bulbs just so they didn't bang or anything. Kind of a windy day. Got the old stock headlights here. Not terrible, but not great. I think that's been replaced. Not really sure. I got the cover off of that right now. I'll go back on later, but if you look down there now, you'll see no drips anymore. The water pump has been replaced. And she runs and she does idle, a little rough. We put some Marvel Mystery oil in the fuel just to treat it. You know, it's been sitting for at least probably about a year. There's maybe been 500 miles put on it in the past 2 years. Mostly it was sitting. So it wouldn't surprise us if there's some like gunk or anything in there. So we're gonna clean that out. I just filled it up, fresh tank of fuel. So took it on the highway a little bit. Got to throw the code. It threw that code for the mass airflow sensor. That P code or whatever I showed earlier. Or yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever I filmed that clip. I haven't been filming like consistently, but I've been taking little clips here and there, so it's hard for me to keep track of what's what or what I've done and what I haven't. But we the next day we took that mass airflow sensor and the map cleaner and all that, and checked, sprayed them all out, and the code went away. And it did start running smoother for a little while, but then it started idling rough again. Didn't throw the code yet again, so I guess I'll just wait and see what happens. Maybe I'll have to end up replacing that sensor, but I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and get a new fuel filter here, order that, and yeah, there's a guy on Marketplace who's got some Halos. I don't love the look of them, but they're better than this, and he said he'd give them to me for 40 bucks, so can't really beat that. Can't buy new ones cheaper than that, and they're clean, so, with the bulbs. So I'll probably do that. But yeah, just an update on this dent removal. Not too shabby. Another thing I forgot to show you guys completely is retrofitted floor mats. So these are Husky mats out of the 2017 to 2022 F-150s. You can see I just trimmed around the posts on the bottom of the seats. That little plastic piece, someone took the seat off and didn't put it back on. You can see I'm gonna cut that bitch off. And then over there I just did the same thing, and I cut just little slits for the thing, for the brackets, which is fine because it pulls out much easier. And I just cut a big gap for my amp, which I think the front channel, or the front two channels, I guess, for the whole front speakers is not powering them. It's only powering my rear speakers. I moved the, see here, you see those cables on the left, I guess they're like RCA cables or whatever. I moved them from the front to the rear, and there's like, everything's getting power. If I move the ones from the front to the rear speakers, like the audio, they'll still play. I just haven't changed the actual power. I think I'm gonna double up over on this side. Sorry about that fucking terrible camera. Holy smokes, boys. I'm gonna just try and double them up on the same channel and see if they work. I pulled the door off. I should have videoed that. I pulled that door off over here this morning because this has been bugging the hell out of me. And I didn't realize, but there's kicker speakers in there. There's kicker speakers in all four doors, and the front two don't work, but they have the right resistance at 4 ohms. Well, it's like 3.5 ohms or 3.6 ohms, but it's working. It's not like dead, but it's not getting power, I guess. So I checked the balance on the, checked the balance and the fade on the head unit, of course. Not doing anything. The back left speaker like wasn't working, and then it was working. Like, you go over a bump. I started playing with the amp a little bit, got it to work full time now. So I definitely have some audio issues going on here. Maybe something with the amp itself, I'm hoping. But like I said, this head unit's gonna get changed out at some point anyways. So if it's that, oh well. All right, y'all, so here's the old water pump. And you can see here, I'm pretty sure is where that's the O-ring, the seal. You can just see where it's messed up there. Just got some little cracks in it and stuff. It's just old. It was leaking. It's not anymore. This is what I was talking about in one of the clips. I know it didn't really make sense. This is the fan clutch removal tool I got off Amazon for $20, and it comes with 2, 5, 7 different sizes. And for our tension, you need a 36 millimeter. At least that's what it was on my vehicle. I'm assuming it'd be the same. You do need an air hammer. And I used a like either 2 or 3 gallon compressor. I showed it. You see it for like a second in one of the other clips. And it made the job so easy. So I'm just showing you this. So maybe, and this is some cheap, I don't even know. It was, like I said, it was normally 40 bucks. And then I just happened to check and it was on sale 50% off. So I grabbed it while it was 20 bucks. Even though I'll probably never ever use this thing again. If I need it, I got it. So 20 bucks is definitely worth grabbing if you're gonna do this job. You can get a deal on it. So I don't know if I can get a core charge for this. Probably not, since I didn't buy it from anywhere, but might be worth getting $6 or however much they'll give me for it. Maybe I'll ask when I drop off the oil. All right, y'all. All right, and these, it's actually a 15 to 24 and a 22 to 24 F-150 Lightning mats are what I got in the truck now. So I said, I think 2014 or 2017 to 22 or something. I was completely wrong. It is 15 to 24 F-150s. Not like you guys really care that much, but I figured I'd at least be honest.